and welcome to my YouTube channel. As we move towards creating our magazine about the creation of the universe, I'd like to remind you about our statement of inquiry. Beliefs about creation shape our identities, which change over time. So far, we have looked at a few ideas about the creation of the universe and even made our own stories about the creation of the universe. All of these stories are backed up by several claims testers. These are ways of knowing. The first claims tester we will look at in this video is authority. Authority is an important way of knowing. It's trusting a source of information or a person. You may understand this source of information and where the person got these ideas from, but this is not a necessity. Sometimes we accept authority figures when we don't fully understand all of the details. We can see authority in almost all religions. Those that follow a religion trust their religious leaders as a source of authority. Sometimes these authority figures will rely on written texts or other pieces of information, but on the whole, accepting authority is an important way of knowing. Like we said before, sometimes you do understand fully what the authority is talking about, but sometimes we accept it without understanding all of the details. Authority is very closely associated with trust. We trust our authority figures. Authority can also be seen in science. Scientists do use evidence. However, we might not fully understand everything a scientist is talking about, yet we still trust their authority because they are scientists. Sometimes there can be a clash between science and religion, but many people feel there is actually no clash or conflict between science and religion. The two, as different ways of knowing, can quite happily live next to each other. As we grow older, our authority figures might change. When you were younger, you might have believed in the Tooth Fairy. You might have believed in Father Christmas and obeyed the authority of Father Christmas to make sure you got Christmas presents. You might have believed in the authority and obeyed your elder brother or sister simply because they were your older sibling. We can see the importance of authority around us all, and sometimes we don't always realise that that authority is important. We rely on a bridge to stand up, but we might not fully understand why the bridge stands up. We do rely on the authority and knowledge of the architect, the scientist and the engineer that created the bridge. Sometimes in our built environment we can see things that, well, don't look quite right. This building looks as if it's defying gravity, but most people will be prepared to go into the building because they trust and rely on the authority of the engineer, the scientist and the architect that created it. Authority is a very important part of being a human being. In particular, obeying the authority of our parents, especially when we're young children. This was important because when your parents tell you a saber-toothed tiger is dangerous, you really should not question that authority. Otherwise, you probably lunch for the saber-toothed tiger. Take a more modern day example, it's really good idea that a child obeys the authority of their parents when they say you should not play with matches. So we've seen there's a number of authority figures in our lives. Authority is not just restricted to religion. Authority can also be seen in our parents, our teachers, our religious leaders, and our political leaders and governments. So let's think again about those different ways of knowing, or those different claims testers. Those different ways of knowing that we looked at today are authority. In later videos, we'll go on to look at the importance of intuition, faith, logic, and evidence. But all of these form part of the global context of personal and cultural expression. So, those ways of knowing can change over time. They can change as we become older, or we gain new information. Nevertheless, at any point in time, authority is a very, very important part of our personal and cultural understanding of the world around us. Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed this video and found it useful for your homework. If you liked the video, please give me a thumbs up and leave a nice comment. You might also like to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thanks for listening.